All right, so we are going to start off, like I said, reading The Giver again. No. So, our learning target today is to be able to summarize the last 3 chapters. So, how do we do this? How do we summarize? How do we find out the main idea of the last 3 chapters of? We have to look at the questions, right? We have to look at the questions that we've been answering in our study guide. So, what was chapter 7 about? What happened in chapter 7? What happened in chapter 7? What? Oh. Should we look at that after we get done with the paper? And that's past. So, 4. Okay. That's right. Alright. Alright, so everybody take out your study guide. Alright, what was chapter 7 about? Let's look into that. What was chapter 7 about? So look at your questions, guys. So chapter 7 was about, let's look at these questions. I see that they're talking about Asher getting an assignment. I see that they're talking that Jonas was upset at the ceremony of 12. I bet you that chapter 7 was about the ceremony of 12. And I can infer, because Jonas is upset, and I know from my answers that he answered because he's still grudging. So that's what I can kind of summarize. All right, so you know what chapter 7 is about. Okay, so I can kind of infer what chapter 8 is about. Let's look at chapter 8's question. So Jonas was selected. Okay, so I look at my answers, and I see that he's the receiver of memory. So he was assigned to something. Okay, so we're still at the ceremonies of 12. And we know that Jonas is the receiver of memory. That makes sense. So what has happened the last 2 chapters is that Jonas has been selected, and they're still at the ceremony of 12. So, moving on to chapter 8. I want you guys to follow along as we answer the questions. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Chapter 9. I was wrong. So, we're going to read chapter 9. And then at the end of this, I want us to summarize and figure the main ideas from the chapter. The main idea for the last 3 chapters. We're going to summarize and figure out the main idea. So, please turn to chapter 9. Here's what we're going to do when we're listening. We're going to be listening. Thank you. So the first question we're going to be listening for is, why did Jonas seem so tense after the ceremony? Okay?
What page is that on?
Okay. What page is that on? So Andy, what page is it on? 65. For now, for the first time in 12 years of Jonas's, now, for the first time in 12 years of life, Jonas felt separate, different. He remembered what the chief elder had said. His training would be alone, but his training had not yet begun. And already, upon leaving the auditorium, he felt apartness, holding the folder she gave him. He made his way through looking for his family until and his family unit. And for after, people moved aside for him. They watched him. He thought he could hear whispers. Ash, he called, spotting his friend near the row of bicycles. Ride back with me? Sure, Asher smiled. His usual smile, friendly and familiar. But Jonas felt a moment of hesitation from his friend, and uncertainty. Congratulations, Asher said. You too, Jonas replied.
You're back!
Jonas replied. It is really funny when she told about the smack. You got more applause than anybody else. The other new 12s clustered nearby, placing their folders carefully, carrying containers on the backs of their bikes in each dwelling. Tonight, they would be studying the instructions for beginning their training. Each night for years, the children had memorized the required lessons for school and often yawned with boredom. Tonight, they would begin eagerly memorizing the rules for their adult assignments. Congratulations, Asher, someone called. Then hesitation again. You too, Jonas. So, why did things seem tense after the ceremony? You guys heard that? Why are people hesitating? Yeah, so it's his first time. They're treating him different. You know, everybody's going up to Asher. Congratulations, Asher. But then they have to, congratulations, Jonas. So he feels so. The first question in our study book, our first answer is people seem to be treating him differently, right? Yeah. So people are treating him differently. They're not treating him the same. Okay? They aren't treating him the same way that they treated his friend Asher. Asher and Jonas responded with congratulations to their group mates. Jonas saw his parents watching him from the place where the bicycles were waiting. Lily had already strapped into her seat. They waved back, smiling, but he noticed that Lily was watching him solemnly, her thumb in her mouth. He rode directly to his dwelling, exchanging only small jokes and unimportant remarks with Asher. So the next question that we should be listening out for, so we need to be hearing these cues in the book for our questions. So we should be listening for what kind of job did Jonah get? A what? The receiver of memories. Okay, so put the receiver of memories. We already know that. So put that down. He rode directly to his dwelling, exchanging only small jokes and unimportant remarks with Asher. See you in the morning, recreation director, he called, his dismounting by the door as Asher continued on. Right, see you, Asher called back once again. There was just a moment when things weren't quite the same. They weren't quite as they always have been through their long friendship. Perhaps he had imagined things he couldn't change with Asher. The evening meal, than usual, Lily chattered about her plans for volunteer work would begin. She said that at the nurturing center, since she the single printed sheet, he read it twice. Jonah, receiver of memories. Go immediately at the end of school hours each day to the annex entrance behind the house of the old and present yourselves to the attendant. Go immediately to your dwelling at the conclusion of the training hour each day. 3. From this moment, you are exempt from the rules governing rudeness. You may ask any question of any citizen, and you will receive answers. 4. Do not discuss your training with any other member of the community, including parents and elders. 5. From this moment, you are prohibited from dream telling. 6. Except for illness or injury, unrelated to your training, do not apply for any medication. 7. You are not permitted to apply for release. 8. You may lie. Okay. What was in Jonas's folder? What? A sheet. So one sheet. So that is our answer to 3. 4. Sorry. So one sheet. How many rules were on this sheet? Couple? 8. So this sheet had 8 instructions. How did this differ from other people? What did other kids get? A big rule book, so big, thick thing on paper. Folder, right? Just stacked. Jonas was stunned. What would happen? All right, so our next question that we should be looking out for is how much recreation time was he allowed? So let's listen for that. We're listening for that key word to help us find this key detail. Jonas was stunned. What would happen to his friendships? His mindless hours of playing ball or riding his bike along the river. Those had been happy and vital times for him. Where they had not been completely taken from him now, the simple logistics instructions, where to go, and when, where, were there exceptions? Every 12 had been told, of course, where and how, and when to report for training. But he was a little dismayed that his schedule had left no time, apparently, for recreation. So how much time has he left for recreation? 0, 9. So that's our next answer. Okay. Now we need to listen. We already know, so you guys remember what the last rule is? Okay, that's one. You can ask any questions. Okay. Okay. I know, so have I. He had never, within his memory, been tempted to lie. Asher did not lie. Lily did not lie. His parents did not lie. No one did, unless now Jonas had a thought that he never had before. This new thought was frightening. What if other adults had, upon the coming 12, received their instructions, the same terrifying sentence? What if they had all been instructed to lie? His mind reeled, now empowered to question of the utmost rudeness, and promised an answer he could conceivably, although it was almost unimaginable, to ask someone, some adult, his father perhaps, do you lie? But would have no way of knowing the answer you received were true. Okay, our final question. What was the realization that shocked Jonas? 131. What was the realization that he had? What was the realization? I don't know. All right. Want a friend? He can lie. Thank you, Andy. Okay. So what happened in this chapter? What's 7 again? What's 7? What? Was he allowed medication? Missy says no. She's right. He can't have medication unless it's related to his training, right? It is unrelated. So, say he was in pain, he could have medication. If he was sick, he could have medication. Okay, so what happened in chapter 7? Yeah, so you read his rule book. Okay. It is your fault, I'm sorry. I just grabbed things. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. Because you guys are getting, I've seen this from your note cards. You guys get the main idea of the first, of one chapter at a time. But I want you guys to summarize the last, what? No? The last 3 chapters. What happened in the last 3 chapters? So, how we do this is just like we did it before. We look at our questions and our sentence. We think about what happened. So, summarize the last 3 chapters. So, I'm going to give you a couple minutes. Summarize the last 3 chapters. And then we're going to move on